There's a teepee type structure right here. I'm gonna try to find where I was in my last video. It's just, oh, it's insanity, the structure they have. I mean, there's a lot here, but it gets more drastic back in here. There's another, they all come to one point. Holy moly, look at that one. There's so much into this one. I like to find their seat spots because that's where background stuff lines up with the foreground. But it gets a little hard this time of year because of the leaves. Plus, you know, any day now there won't be any sign of them around here in Minnesota. But that is really cool. See how far they came with that one just to tuck it into the next structure. Wow. And they bent another one. Then they bent one out of all that stuff down into this. Here, I think that's one of the seat spots that's pretty packed down right here. And when you're in their seat spots, you'd be amazed at how many asterisks, or, you know, they call them star structures. They don't have to touch, they line up in the seat spots. You know, and I'm sharing this around in places where, you know, people might second guess it, but go out and look for yourself. Find spots where it looks like something's sitting, round structure, and sit there, and then they'll do lineup points. And when you figure it out, it's mind blowing. The type of pictures you get. And when they do their structure, they have so many that'll come into one exact point, you know, or central points. Like this. Look at that one, how it comes down and comes back up there. You see the leaned one in the background? It's probably a lineup point. You see how it looks like it finishes? Like it goes right through it, but it don't. That's you'll notice that too. Like, one will be in the background coming behind a tree, but there'll be a line across the tree, you know, and it looks like it actually goes, you know, over it, and it don't. Like that right there. And you can see how that goes. Let's see if we can, you know, unlike these Ys and stuff, that'll be line up points for the next Ys. I'm not saying I'm right on this one, but some are pretty, you know, straightforward. These ones are a little harder to figure out. Wow. Wow. Oh, you got the tridents, you know, those are common within their structure. And see this one that bends through? Then they wrapped it right around that. They put it behind the next one, and then in front of the next one. Or actually, that's behind that one too, but once again, it goes into a trident. Look at this one, how they did this. I'm telling you, this is absolutely done. This one comes up. See the broke off one? It's right on point, you know. It don't go over or under. Comes down, wraps under, and then back up again. Okay, I gotta keep moving here. Wow. I am hearing movement back here. Like this one. This is a sugar maple right here. This is one of the hardest trees in Minnesota, one of them. But see what they brought it under? That did not take that down at all. And this is still alive. But they have it lodged under that to help hold that down. But then you see the ones that kick through right at that point. But then that'll all come out into this next structure. And here's like a little, here's the trident one again. See the trident? That's so cool. Wow. Wow, they brought that. You see how that one, and that one they brought and wrapped that way. All come to that one perfect spot. They do what I call ground teepees quite often too, where they'll bring a bunch in from all different directions into a point. You know, and wind don't do that. I mean, if it does, it ain't very often. Or this. Look how finagled that one is. Just to hit that. Look at that. That all ties back into the next stuff. I think a lot of them that are in here, in this area here, are the smaller beings. And like I videoed them 2 different times. They ain't big, you know, and I've heard people talk about them, you know, and I think they only get like 4 feet tall. So This is mind blowing here. Look at that. But let's see, I'll show you what's over here. You got that. You see where all these, look at that. Wow. It's all packed down. I mean, it is packed here. You see the one broke off here in front? That'll be a lineup point, right? Like right there. Something like that. Anyways, there you go. Maybe like that. That is beautiful. But this ain't even the mind-blowing part here. Oh, wow. Here's the mind-blowing part. This way, they brought so many into that. Look at that. Wow. They all come to the exact same spot right here. But look how far they came with them. And then you see the ones in the background? There will be lineup points, and then the background will line up with this. Let's see if I can figure it out. Now you see the two in the background where they're broke off? You see how they land right on the top of that bend. A lot of times there'll be a crook in the bend, or actually there's a little loop. There's a little loop in the front one here. So that's like a lineup point. That is so neat. Wow. I have to get my flashlight out. Same with that one. You see where it's broke off? That front one sticking up? It's supposed to hit that branch. When you're in their seat spots, that's how everything happens, you know, it all lines up. Like I said, don't believe me, you know, go out for yourself. And you can see it on the video. See those come up? And then that one, that's a central point. That's the asterisk or the star structure. They all come to that point. These are broke off to land on the top. Yeah, it's crazy. Well, I'm gonna get my flashlight out so we show up better. Bye, guys. Anyways, my phone's being dumb. They bent it over. All of those meet to make the asterisk. And then they wrap the one they bent over here. Let's see if I can see that. That one there comes up, and then it wraps back behind there. This is what's below it. Starting to snow. It's cold. Here's some more insanity. We got so many bent into here. Broke off. It's just so finagled in here. I mean, it's not like it's just fallen trees. It's just, it's twisted and turned backwards and tucked. And here's another thing they do quite often. Like in a structure, they'll use the same coloration. Here's 3 that are placed up in there. You know, most of the bark's off it, but they're all the same coloration. 1, 2, and 3. And here's the one coming out of it, same coloration. And see where this one lands? 3 of them come to that point right there. 3 of them, magically. And then that one comes up. Literally, there's one that tucks in, another one that leans up above. But anyways, there's 3 more right there in that point. Actually, 4. There's like 4 there. Three. Wow. Just crazy. You know, one will come in, tie in. Look at those 3. 2. But then all this ties back. But this perfectly live ironwood, another really hard tree, they brought it into that, you know, just to reach it. Look at this one. They brought that one up, leaned it on it, broke it. Tie into that. But then all that ties down into the next structure. There's some beautiful teepee type structures back that way. You'll see those in my last video. Wow. 3 more all into one central point here. 4 because they brought that one into it. Here's one what did they do? Wow. So you got the big one down. You have this one that wraps around the backside of the tree. Like it literally goes from here and then wraps around and then comes back up and into that. But look at this. They lodged that one in there. Brought it out. And hung one right on it. There's probably a seat spot right here. A lot of times they have seat spots right below the ones they hang. It's probably a seat spot. We'll probably line up all these. Man, they come a long ways for that one. So all this here ties back into that, right? You see how they lodged that one in there? But look how far they came with this. Another perfectly live freaking tree. They brought it through. They laid one up on it, but they brought it through. This tree didn't take it down. Look how far this goes. Way over, and then way back in there. Where are you guys? Your structuring is absolutely crazy cool. Anyways. I have tomorrow off, so I'm gonna try to get in there earlier so I can. I mean, you see this structure right here. Back in there is like twice as much structure. Wow. Now you see how that one comes through the X of the other to make the asterisk? And the seat spots, you know, they're in the corner of these things usually. Not always, but right here is probably the seat spot for it. You see the one broke off in the front? That's supposed to be on right on the arch. Just down to the littlest things. I mean, they are so freaking detailed. In a good way. There's a teepee type structure back here.